in downtown Visalia for game 100 of 131. The century marker has officially arrived, and it's a crucial ball game in the second half standings in the California League. Coming up next, it's game 5 of the 6-game series between the Stockton Forts and the Visalia Ride. On this Saturday night, alongside Justin Brown, I'm Joey Gonzalez, and happy to be with you for Ride Baseball. And just without further ado, let's dive into the starting lineup for the visiting Stockton Forts.
Yes, Joey, leading things off is the right fielder Darlin Montero. Batting second is the third baseman Derek Salome. Batting third is the shortstop Miles Naylor. Batting cleanup is the first baseman Mario Gomez. Batting fifth and at catcher tonight will be Carlos Amaya. Batting sixth is the center fielder Joseph Rodriguez. Batting seventh is the DH Clark Elliott. Batting eighth is BJ Cook, and batting ninth is Nelson Beltran.
Meanwhile, for Visalia, it will be the right-hander Daniel Nunez. Out of the 6 pitchers in the rotation this week, Daniel Nunez has been one of the most consistent over his last 5 games. His step on the mound, Darlin Montero will be ready as well. First pitch on the way. That one's lifted into center field. Racing over is Taurine. Drew Jones will race there as well, but it would drop perfectly in for a base hit. 1 pitch, 1 base runner here for Stockton.
And that's how you'd like to start things off for Stockton. You want to start with the bats hot. Simple play there from Darlin Montero. You look at the replay there. A bloop into center field, not being able to get to it in time is Drew Jones.
First pitch of the game brought to you by Golden Valley Painting. Painting the corners with ease since 2002. For all your painting needs, call Juan Moya at 559-740-0311. First pitch of the at-bat on the way from Daniel Nunez, and that one's a bunt shown. And trying to lace that one down the left field line, and instead it misses foul for strike number 1.
See a bunt there. You can already tell that this Port team trying to get on base fast, Joey. We saw them yesterday, over 11 hits in that ball game, but only able to bring runners home a few times. 3 for 14 with runners in scoring position yesterday.
The Stockton team has seemed a little bit more patient at the plate today. We'll see if they're a little bit more aggressive. 7 walks yesterday drawn by Stockton bats, and now a swing and a miss here. The count is 0-2, so Daniel Nunez has checked in the ball game. First 3 pitches, all 3 strikes.
Yeah, Joey, Daniel Nunez, talked about him so far this season. Below 2.0 ERA throughout the season after last game for him. We'll talk about it later. Now a 2.03 ERA.
0-2 pitch on the way from Nunez, and that one is outside for ball 1-1-2. Daniel Nunez originally made his Rawhide starting debut at the end of June in the series against Inland Empire when Caden Grice was taken out of the rotation due to being placed on the injured list. And since then, Daniel Nunez has been a pretty good key to the starting rotation. That pitch is outside. Throw down to second base. Luis will apply the tag, but it is too late. Fighting underneath the tag is Darlin Montero. It is a stolen bag for Stockton, and a little bit different than the first 4 games. The Ports have a runner in scoring position here in the top half of the first.
Yeah, Joey, they're starting things off right. And you see Yancel Luis try and go for the backhand move there and put it behind his back there. You see his arm motion for the foot, but not able to get Montero there, and now runner on second.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes with no outs. Here's the deal. And once again, that one is grounded off to the left side. Now Derek Salome at the plate so far this season, batting .237, no home runs and 17 RBIs entering the day. 2-2 with no outs. Daniel Nunez will get the agreement from his catcher Kenny Castillo before he gets ready for the deal. The hold at the chest. Daniel Nunez working from the stretch early in this ball game. The 2-2 deal on the way. Ground ball to the third base side. It would be scooped up by Ruben Santana. The toss to first base in time. There's one away, and let's go through the numbers for the starting pitcher.
Yes, Joey. Daniel Nunez, the 6'2", 180-pound righty, from Mexico, Merida, Mexico, has a 1-1 record, making his 6th start of the year, has a 2.03 ERA, and in 40 innings of work, he struck out 45 batters, walking 9, and giving up 9 earned runs. Now, you look, Joey, at his last game against Lake Elsinore, gave up 5 runs off of 7 hits in that ballgame.
That's the first time we've seen Daniel Nunez struggled so far this season, as that one is fouled off to the left side, 0-1. Even when Nunez was coming out of the bullpen, he was a guy who was very reliable. He even had a 5 strikeout game and 2 innings of work against Rancho on June 8th. 0-1 with 1 away. Nunez will hold at the chest. He'll get ready for the deal to Miles Naylor. Continues to look at second with Salome in scoring position after the stolen bag. The 0-1 pitch on the way, and that one is downstairs for ball 1-1.
Joey, I was reading the stats for Daniel Nunez. I said how he had 9 earned runs on the year, and I thought that might have been a typo by me. but I'm looking here in 40 innings of work, he's only given up 9 runs. Those are great numbers for him. We've seen him in the last start gave up 5 runs, so he gave up only 4 before that appearance.
That pitch is fouled backwards, 1-2, but it was really an uncharacteristic type of game for Daniel Nunez last week at Lake Elsor, excuse me. But really, you can't just blame it on Nunez. It was an entire series where pitching seemed to struggle.
Yeah, Joey, the pitching seemed to struggle. We saw some errors on defense. Onel Ortiz in right field, Ruben Santana at third had some errors in those series, but yeah, really just the defense wasn't responding, and the team just seemed out of rhythm in that road trip.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Nunez will look over at second base. Here's the deal home, and that one's a bit upstairs for ball 2. 2-2. Was talking to manager D. Gardner earlier today, and he says, I don't know what it is about Lake Elsor, something about that ballpark, just things seem off. The team makes mental errors. The pitching wasn't there either. The hitting is kind of there, but he said the same thing, and you and I have been trying to figure that part out about Lake Elsor as well.
Yeah, Joey, I remember being there, and I realized that this team, they lead in so many offensive categories at home in the entire California League. It's just something about that ballpark. I don't know if it's because it's kind of in the ground a little bit, or the positioning of it, or the wind. It's right near a big body of water. Maybe that would help get some balls out of the field.
The 2-2 pitch on the way, and Miles Naylor will foul that one backwards. You talk about Diamond Stadium, which is not too far from the 1.8 mile wide lake, so maybe that's some things. It's a lot windier out there in Lake Elsor than it is out here.
Yeah, Joe, you got a lot more hills, a lot of different topography in the Lake Elsinore area, so that maybe that's the reason why there's so much wind.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Here's the deal from Nunez. This one's grounded up the middle. Perrine will charge in, and it's going to bounce off the top of his glove. However, Salome will stay at third. So runners on the corners on what will likely be counted as an E6, and that is exactly what it will be.
Joey, balls like that can pop up off the infield, you have to place that grab perfectly in the glove. Let's take a look at this one there. So you see it bouncing. He tries to scoop it up, but it gets ramped up the palm of his glove and goes over his shoulder. Now you have runners in the corners with 1 out, Joey. This is one of the best starts that we've seen in the series so far for the Ports.
Yeah, definitely a really solid start so far here for Stockton. It was a ball game yesterday for Visalia where they committed no errors. In yesterday's ball game, you look at 2 nights ago, the Rawhide committed a pair as well. So we'll see how Daniel Nunez is able to work out of this right here. The 1-out pitch on the way from the Rawhide right-hander, and that one is in there for, or I should say outside for ball 1, 1-0. Take a look at the replay here as close either way. Could have gone either way for a ball or strike. Had to go in favor of Gomez. The 1-0 pitch on the way from Nunez, a swing and a miss, and the count now 1-1.
Filthy pitch there by Nunez. You see him attack the lower part of the zone and keep him swinging on that one.
Mario Gomez so far on the year batting .222, no home runs, and RBI as well. And looking for RBI number 2 of the season right here as that one is lifted into center. Should likely score a run as Drew Jones continues to race backwards at the warning track. He makes the grab. Salome will come in to score. A sac fly here will score a run, and Stockton has a 1-0 lead here in the top half of the first inning.
Yeah, Joe, you look at yesterday's game, the Rawhide struck first. Now the Ports like to. And a good sac fly there for Mario Gomez. You don't need to do anything different. You see Drew Jones going for that one there, able to make the grab. And in that situation, Joey, the ball's already so far out there, no way you could prevent the run from scoring.
That ball carried a little bit more than what I initially thought it may have. And the wind kind of blowing out into outfield as the pickoff attempt over at first base.
Yeah, Joe, you take a look at the wind right now. It's a 10-mile-per-hour gust toward west-northwest winds right now, and it's pretty warm here in the press box, 102 degrees today. You talk about yesterday's starting pitch time, only 92 degrees.
A lot different temperatures today compared to yesterday. The pitch on the way, that one's in there for a strike, 0-1. And Justin, for the first time this summer, yesterday we saw some rain.
Yeah, Joey, some rain. If you blinked, you might have missed it. Not a lot of rain there, as you get to see the beautiful American flag blowing in the wind right now. But yeah, Joey, a little bit of rain, and it was nice.
That pitch is in there for a strike. Do we consider it rain, or was it more of a drizzle?
Yeah, Joey, I would call it a sprinkle. Or a mist. I didn't see a drop on the windshield, just I could feel some moisture, and I knew it got colder. It did feel cooler, and for the first time ever, Joey, I did a post-game interview where I wasn't covered in sweat yesterday.
Wow, okay. So it was pretty cool. 0-2 pitch on the way. That one hit to the left side. Toreen a backhand, and he can't field that one either. So Toreen was likely going to go down for his second error of the ball game.
Very rough situation here for Toreen in this inning. You take a look at that. Let's get a look at that replay there. But the palm of that glove has really been a ramp for him here. You see him try and field that one there, a bounce off the infield. Let's take a look at that replay there. That one, a ground ball right towards him. Tries to scoop it up with his glove, and it gets popped right out. Again, over his shoulder and away from him. So tough inning for him, and we don't see that a lot from him. Very uncharacteristic plays.
Yeah, we've been talking about how good that defense has been so far this season for Toreen. Official score will officially go down as an error. So now 2 errors against Toreen, and that is the first time here in 2024 that we've seen Toreen commit several errors in one inning.
Yeah, Joe, I've never seen him do this early in the game and this much in a ball game. So 2 errors for him now.
2-out pitch on the way, and that one is in there for strike number 1.
And Joe, you look at the record for the Rawhide when they do commit an error in a ball game. They're 24-14. When they don't commit an error, they're actually 20-10. So they have a better record when they commit an error. Wild.
Interesting fact to see that the Rawhide play better when they're mistakes driven, but obviously 2 errors early in the ball game, not necessarily a situation you want to be in. Ground ball to the right side. It'll be scooped up by Modifi Marte. He'll step on the bag himself, and the inning will come to conclusion. However, it'll be the Stockton Ports who get on the board first in this ball game. 1 hit, 1 run, 2 errors, and 2 runners left on base. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. Stockton 1, Visalia 0. You're watching Rawhide Baseball on the MILB app.